fighting for today.
Right. That is the reason. That is the reason I'm still stuck here. Also because I love all you folks and this tournament in general. But yes, we've got Redditors taking on the fabulous Pew Pew. Goodness, that is difficult to say after casting, I guess, 3 games in one day. But yeah, 2 great teams playing for 2 great causes, as is the case for all of our teams here. Redditors playing for Fetch and Releash, who do a lot of great work, making sure that stray dogs are able to find their loving homes that they deserve. And of course, on the other side, the fabulous Pew Pew playing for, oh my goodness, my brain just shorted. The fabulous Pew Pew, of course, playing for the Canadian Cancer Charity, as Dia told us about in the overview that we had Thursday night. Obviously, an incredible cause that does a lot of work supporting cancer patients and their families throughout the entire journey to survivorship.
And Blank is done talking now. We have Dyad from the fabulous Pew Pew on the Winston. It looks like a double dive coming out from both of these teams on Nepal, except one's got a ball and one's got a double bubble with a cable. Cable and Gubs from the Council betraying the team in order to fight alongside the fabulous Pew Pew. Okay, we have both Winston bubbles out from both teams, as this is we don't have the kill feed up, so this is going to be very difficult for us to... Oh wait, no, nobody's died yet. J-Prod taking out Cool Hand Luke and Premium, following up on J-Prod from that Tracer. And everybody is just brawling it out on point. Both bubbles down from the Winston. It seems as though the Zoroaster and his team are able to kind of take it. It looks like it's going in the favor of the team names that I don't...
The Redditors.
I know, but I don't have it on the screen, and that's annoying. So I don't know why it's not on the screen, but it's not.
The Redditors are able here to clutch that out with, the Winston's doing a big, Zoroaster was cleaning up shop there at the end of that fight. And it's going to be interesting to see how Dr. Sensible faces off against Cable on the Zarya here, because we are getting a bit of a double dive here, but we are getting double bubble on one side and hamster dive on the other. I'm feeling here, especially with old Stoneface on the Moira, things are going to have a hard time dying on the side of the Redditors.
And I mean, I also have to say, looking at Stein here, this is probably the most conservative I've ever seen Stein play. He's not in the back line of the enemy team, so that's a
back line Ana is scary. Scary business. Sleeps, purples, the whole shebang.
Oh,
but we got some ults coming out here.
Yeah, mine's coming up from Dr. Sensible in this little room, and the Redditors are just able to clean it up very quickly. But a quick regroup from Fabulous Pew Pew after a couple of them get taken out by that mines.
Looks like we are going to be resetting here on the side of the fabulous Pew Pew, just making sure everyone's all grouped up and ready to go. We're going to see probably a dive here, I'm assuming, from Dyad, with the bubble, of course, coming in from Cable.
And
here
a counter dive immediately from Zoroaster, but Cool Hand Luke takes him out before he can do any significant damage. A Coalescence coming out from the Redditors with Old Stoneface, but I don't think it's going to be enough, as the flip comes through for Fabulous Pew Pew. And a high noon. Oh, sorry. Yes, I'm talking now into the mic as opposed to leaning away from it. Yes. So it seems as though now with the flip over for Fabulous Pew Pew holding the point.
I mean, at the end of the day there, the counter dive was a great move here on the push in. I really did win them that fight. At the end of the day, though, having a Reaper on one side is definitely going to be putting out a little bit more damage.
Speaking of, a die getting slept immediately, just looking at old Cool Hand Luke taking a little nap here. Dr. Sensible taking out Felina and Premium, following up onto Rigel. And a counter dive coming back in from Zoroaster. Dr. Sensible in the back line helping out, but they are not able to secure the flip just yet. That tick, tick, tick is going away on, still in favor of Fabulous Pew Pew. And now Winston ult for Zoroaster hitting everybody away, but Fabulous Pew Pew is still just stalling it out. Oh no, Dyad! Dyad was tried to jump up there, but you know what? It worked out. He was able to catch Rigel away. A window coming in from Felina as they are split it right down the middle of the point, and another cleanup from the Fabulous Pew Pew. Stein is still alive. Hi, Stein.
Well, Stein will jump off the side of the edge there and reset with his team. The weird thing about dive comms is that when you have characters that are so quick to get back to the point, fights that should be kind of done after 1 or 2 kills, you feel like you can get back to the point. You feel like, yeah, I can get there, we can continue this fight, maybe get a kill, maybe flip it in our favor. And these fights kind of last out, and when you're not holding on to that point, wow, does that not work out for you. You really should maybe kind of regroup, but you know, you gotta try and get that flip happening.
That was an excellent move away from the dive that Dubs did. Cool Hand Luke once again getting a die into the back line, and an Echo Bomb taking out the Cool Hand Luke, and it looks as though a lot of bullets coming out, but it is going to be flipping in favor. Maybe not. But no, it's still gonna happen.
Yeah, most likely here. We did see a little bit of premium trying to make that flip happen, or at least rather to continue holding on and kind of clutch out that win. But we will see the Redditors clutch out that last fight, that team fight there, and we kind of are in last fight territory. We're getting
last
there.
Fight, yeah. Dyad taking an aggressive dive into the Mega Room, and J-Prod following up onto his backline to take out 2. Rigel following up onto Dyad. This is looking pretty dire for Fabulous Pew Pew. They have the one chance to be able to get it. Both Gubs and Cable making their way towards the point. They just get the touch at 98%, but Gubs gets taken out for it. Premium trying desperately to stay alive, and a bomb coming in from Cable into the back line picks up Rigel. Although, in order to survive, Zoroaster is using his Primal Rage, and now a bomb coming onto Cool Hand Luke. He didn't have his shift in order to get away, and now the fight is turning towards the what's it called?
Redditors.
Gubs trying desperately to stay alive on that point, but is taken out by Zoroaster, and J-Prod following up onto Dyad to secure it.
Damn, I mean, J-Prod really starting that fight off really strong, getting those quick pickoffs off of Faelina off the top, as well as I think he picked up a kill before Faelina as well.
Both supports, I think it was.
Yeah, and so, starting off those fights when you're already a person up, or you're already a hero up is really intense, especially on last fight territory. But we are moving on here. We are seeing some swap outs, some compositional changes. Maybe we see a Roadhog. Maybe we see an Orisa Sigma comp coming out. Different points, different strats.
This is pretty classic Redditors comp with the Zoroaster on the Hog and Dr. Sensible on the Sigma, as it looks as though they're going to be trying to teleport directly to the point.
I mean, they're going to be met here with Premium's Ash and Cool Hand Luke's May, which, you might get separated from your team. You might get picked off before you even make it through that teleporter. But
both teams just immediately going towards the point, and they meet each other. It looks as though the Fabulous PP was able to get on there, but the point is not unlocked just yet, so they are not making any progress. But they are holding their ground. A massive purple coming in from Stein as the Fabulous Pew Pew. Fabulous Pew Pew is able to kill 3 members. Dr. Sensible picking up Cool Hand Luke, but it is not enough as the Fabulous Pew Pew are able to secure the point and start getting that progress.
So I am surprised to see Rigel here switching, because with 2 shields out, that Symmetra beam can get charged so quickly. So I'm curious to see if the Symmetra pick here, the switch off, will be in their favor. Yeah, they lost that first fight. They didn't get that setup that they were looking for. But Rigel coming out onto the Echo here. There's really only Premium here to contest. So let's see what can happen with that.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. They've now switched over to a dive comp. Zoroaster going right for that backline, but is getting frozen by Cool Hand Luke. Not enough in order for him to counter it. Cool Hand Luke walling them off as they were trying to take him, and he's able to pick up a kill on J-Prod. Stein coming from on top, getting a massive purple into backline, followed up immediately by Zoroaster as he comes in and starts cleaving away, but he is out of the LOS from his Ana, unfortunately, who is just shooting at them from on top of this high ground. And it looks as though this double shield comp is going to hold out against the Redditors. Ooh, J-Prods.
No, I was surprised there. I really did think that Fabulous Pew Pew the Redditors were going to clean that up with that wonderful purple from Stein and Zoroaster following up. But when you don't clean up those 2 massive tanks that are just there with their huge health pools, they can clutch out these fights, especially when you have Sigma and Orisa, who can put out a good amount of damage.
Well, Teal Grunt was rambling away about something. I wasn't listening. The Blizzard from Cool Hand Luke was nullified, and now Redditors are able to push in a beat coming in from old Gubsley as he's... Oh man, I want to Gubsley guys, but I'm going to follow this one. It looks like the Redditors are just cleaning up on point. A Garlic Flux is massive, picking up so many people from Dyad, but it is not enough to secure any of the kills as they now flip. But 99 to 0%, you want to be in this position if you are the Fabulous Pew Pew.
Yeah, Fabulous people. I mean, they're making some switches now. They lost the point. They're like, you know what? We need to recontest this. We need to come at this with a different strategy. Rigel has played now 3 different DPS characters in this fight. We're switching off Gubs to the Brigitte as we re-engage here.
Dr. Sensible picking up premium early on. I think it's going to be a hard fight for the Fabulous Pew Pew running double shield to try and retake. Holding is one thing, but now a retake. Rigel picking up his counterpart on Cool Hand Luke and that Reaper, and they are fighting in this mega room. And it looks as though, yep, the Redditors are just pushing into them, and they're just not able to get set up.
Yeah, fighting in a small room like that with premium on the Ashe is just not the way to go about it. You do have Rigel picking up that Cool Hand Luke kill on his counterpart. That means you're stuck in a small room with a Reaper and a Tracer. Get out of here. You're not winning that fight.
Looks like Redditors are coming into this fight with almost 5 ults online as the Fabulous Pew Pew pushing up top once again into this double shield, and the shields are coming out. They're just trying to hold up on its high ground. Another massive purple. We just can assume that's going to happen a lot. Stein on there. A bomb coming out from Dr. Sensible in order to... just died. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff.
A lot of cubes,
Yeah, all of those ults I was talking about, pretty much everyone was used because the Redditors are just cleaning up. But a Bob on point, picking up Rigel as he buggers off, and now we are in last fight territory once again.
Looking at these ults, the only one that's kind of close to online here, I mean, that is online, is Old Stoneface with that Coalescence. We might get Felina and Gubs online here during the fight, but I'm going to assume that Old Stoneface is going to be coming in. But what a huge purple!
Another massive purple coming out from Stein. But the Fabulous people are pushing onto point, and there is that Coalescence that we were talking about. And Gubsley is ulting away with his Brigitte, and Coalescence coming out. Cable picking up Zoroaster, and Dr. Sensible taken out of mech and by Gubs on the thing. Another Garlic Flux coming out from Dyad. Doesn't seem to land much. This is a brawly fight, which is exactly where J-Prod wants to live, as he's picking up on premium a nanoed Reaper and a die from Cool Hand Luke. But most of that is eaten up by the defensive matrix of Dr. Sensible. Dyad fighting for his life as he tries to hold it, and wow, is in the way of the Redditors.
What a last fight. Now, if you want to see a last fight that brawls out on the point, I mean, we just saw it here. They were trading back and forth. But when you have the setups that you do, at the end of the day, those who are picking up on their big kills, like here on Rigel, this is last fight right here you're seeing on your screen, is the big die. But that defense matrix comes out to kind of save the day here. And it's those little unsung heroes, those little, defense matrix, the grasps, those things we don't talk about often enough.
That was a great game. That was a 99%, and I believe it was 99% on the first.
Yeah, it was 99-1. It was a close both sides.
12 votes.
I mean, look, I mean, it's cool that, the only cards on screen were red. That's interesting, because it was opposed to what the cards might say. A very close match. So which means that we're probably going to get, this could go the distance. We've had mostly 3-0s, 3-1s tonight, or rather today. We've been streaming since 1 p.m., folks.
Some of us have been playing those games since
right? So, we've seen a lot of 3-0s, 3-1s, even throughout the play-ins. But, I think this one could go the distance. We could see a map 4. We could even see a map 5, folks.
Yeah, I mean, the unfortunate thing about for Fabulous Pew Pew is that they didn't have their full roster today, so they've been pulling from the
council.
Yeah, so they have 2 council members, which is great that they were able to get cable, but are unfortunately being dragged down by Gubbs's performance.
I don't know. I think Gubbs did pretty well.
Do you?
I mean,
I don't know.
I'll watch a little closer.
We'll
in
have
the
to
next
really
match.
get into the Gubbs cast just to really. I mean, why do you think we just shipped him off to DPS on the council so at least he could occasionally, luckily, throw an arrow and hit something?
Oh, folks, you are getting a much deeper dive into the council than maybe you expected tonight. And of course, if you are sticking with us in the last match of the night, thank you so much for being here for Overwatch 4 charity. You can use the commands !point donation or !point tip if you're enjoying the stream and want to give a little money to that charity pool that will be split 70-30 to the 2 top teams.
And it looks like we are going to be getting ready. I think, unless I'm trying to see. Okay, well, I can't really. I'm just going to do this. Nope, that's not what I want. Nope, that's not what I want. All right, well, I can't do it. I can't whisper.
Well,
okay, well, we're going in. Yes, thank you, Doc. We are ready. Yeah.
We are good to go. Can we?
What?
I was just about to pop in here because I'm still here. And,
Oh, are you? That's you're
and
sneaky
Nick's,
boy.
Nick's the Gub slander. I think he did phenomenal in the last map. And if you want me to join for a little bit of the couch cast, I would appreciate an invite to the lobby.
Oh, you betcha. Let me get that for you, buddy. Tealgren, talk about things. Oh God, I just
Yeah, I mean, I would love to if I could. I'd love to talk about things. We're moving over here to
Never mind, I'm good.
Volskaya.
Okay.
And I think Volskaya, I would say, top 3 maps for me.
Oh my God, you are wrong. It's the worst.
I say
What a
top 3
take.
maps. The map itself, I will say that the Anubis and Volskaya, minus the 2 CP scenario, is a fantastic map where fights will happen on every nook and cranny of said map. You can have so many different ways of playing this map. Yes, 2 CP sucks. I'm not here to argue that. 2 CP should be getting rid of. We're not going to see it in Overwatch 2. Turn this into a push map. Turn this into a hybrid map. Just use the map still because it is a good quality map.
Say map more next time.
I couldn't think of another word. I apologize to everyone.
Blank, do you want to take away the play-by-play if you're...
You've asked so nicely. I might
Yeah.
as well look at this first fight here. We've got a pretty classic double shield setup on the defense here for the fabulous Pew Pew, but this hog and ball coming out, there's a special name for that comp, and I'm sure chat can remind us all what it is. Premium, though, with the first pick here on Old Stoneface with that classic premium primary fire into mine combo. Say that 3 times fast, it is pretty difficult. But Rigel on the other side here from the Echo, trying to find some purchase on an off angle. It's a fabulous Pew Pew on this low ground, still holding on at this point.
Massive hook coming out from Zoroaster onto Cool Hand Luke on the side, but a res immediately followed up by Bailey.
I mean, it does look like the Fabulous Pew Pew are going to hold this first fight as Premium is cleaning up those last kills. And look, I don't know about you folks, filling up those cards. Hopefully Premium will come through with that 4K that he promised through the Discord. But I see here that Cool Hand Lucas picked up a kill on Rigel.
Yeah, defense still looking pretty stable here, I would say. And Cable's coming up to that Supercharger too, the bongo of Doom, Terror, and most importantly, damage boosting into this next fight, whereas Stein on the other side will have his nano as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is... Oh, hook coming in. Sorry, this is what I've been waiting for. Has been seeing Premium on that old Junkrat once again, which we all want to see him on. But we won't, because he's dead.
There is some fairly good, some patience from both team and discipline. No one's pushing in too heavily, but as I say that, Dyad takes out J-Prod, who pushed in just a little too far.
That was your cue, Blank, to keep talking.
Oh my goodness, I was typing. Well, anyhow, yes, Rigel with the stickies, they're getting a quick pick as Zoroaster pops that whole hog in that side room. It is just an absolute massacre there by the Mega Pack. And with that, Redditors firmly entrenched on this point. I've said that so many times today, I gotta find me new phrases, but the Redditors here, they don't gotta find much of anything because they found first point and they're pretty happy to sit on it for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the Redditors, Zoroaster on that Roadhog is an absolute nightmare as he was just able to casually walk in past a window just to be able to wreak havoc.
Indeed.
We are seeing the Redditors push in here slightly, being met by the shield of Cable. But Premium picks up the first kill of the fight.
Premium's got that tire locked and loaded to keep your bingo cards close to your heart and your chest and all that good stuff. It may come still. A ton of other ults here on the defense as well as, I mean, the Redditors just retreating. They don't really have a clear entry point into this fight. And before I give over the cast trains here, a quick shout out to Druid for donating $57 to the pot. Druid, you are the best. We love you. Thank you so much for contributing.
Oh my god, here comes a premium tire. It gets 1, which is, you know, almost as good as 4, but it's not a bingo card, but still a very good in terms of this fight.
We're seeing some big alts being traded out, but Dyad will get the last laugh as the Garlic Flux comes in and picks up 1, maybe even enough damage to kind of call the second. Stein committing a little bit of probably suicide here, but who knows? Going back to point, regrouping, and setting up for the next fight.
Yeah, cool hand Luke with the late pick on Rigel here as well, but if we're looking over at the ult charges here on the Redditors, I mean, a combo as old as time, even predates Teal's bread and butter combo, the Nano Blade locked and loaded for the Redditors, but they might have to wait to use it as the window is out on the defense here from the Fabulous Pew Pew. That's going to buy them a couple more seconds here.
I gotta say, I like aggressive windows like that, just blocking off the angles from anybody being able to come in. But like you said, yes, I think that we are about to see a Nano Blade come in. Well, we see a Garlic Flux first, but it doesn't catch Cable, who just uses their shift in order to get it. Premium gets hooked and saved, and now we see that J-Prod, yep, Genji Blade, Coalescence, Nanoed.
Do you want to say any more alts?
There's just, yeah, they were all just, all of them just happened. So
Yeah,
Zoroaster is about to come in with another whole hog, but I don't think it's going to do that.
No, it does look like that Predators are going to clean up with the mass pushing of the letter Q to clean up this second point on Volskaya with a decent time bank, which I didn't catch, but it's going to show up on the screen right now at 2:43.
Looking pretty good here for Redditors. They kind of had to slow push at the very end there when that early window that Darth is a huge fan of came out, but they're able to win out that longer fight with that classic Nano Blade. And I mean, that time bank is nothing to laugh at. But yeah, I kind of said it mid-fight, so let's give it its proper space. Druid, you are the best. Thank you so much for your donation, for supporting OFC. Well, not OFC, of course, supporting the cause that the final donation pot will be, or the cause is, they'll be split to. Goodness, I keep having to go back on my words because I've casted too many games. I don't know why you guys.
Thanks for giving to charity, Druid.
That.
Yeah.
Good guy, Druid, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you would like to contribute as well, that's right, you at home, looking ever so lovely on that couch you're watching the stream on, use !donate to find out how you too can tip to the donation pot that these teams here are playing. Well, I started that little final clause wrong, but you get the idea. Lots of teams playing for lots of great charities.
You got the important information.
That's really nice. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good.
Please compliment me more.
Well, I'm not going to, but what I will do is I've switched over my view to the Gubs cast so that we can see exactly if, but he's on, what are they doing? They're just, sorry, I'm just watching them circle around that, the little
bar, the little kind
bar
of
thing.
little area there, yeah. But we do have the Fabulous Pew Pew coming out here with, a good old Zarya Rhine comp on Volskaya, which will meet Zoroaster and Dr. Sensible's Sigma Roadhog. But we are moving over to the left side, and we are going to be flanking around for a bit of a longer flank.
This is, I didn't realize that this was going to happen, but now we are stuck in this view, so where you can only kind of spec one thing. I'm going to try and fix this. Playing talk for a second.
Sure can. Premium, unfortunately, might not be able to talk too much as he's been sent back to spawn, but Dyad quickly equalizes with a pin on Dr. Sensible. Zoro forced retreat to point, gets a long pin down, or not pin, goodness, a hook, but as Gubs is taken out as well, aided by that Discord orb from Old Stoneface. And that's going to signal the retreat here. As real quick, another donation here from Peter in LQ. Thank you so much for the $30, contributing that to the donation pot. You are fantastic. Thanks so much for supporting the cause and hanging out with us
Thank you
here
very much.
Yeah, good
on
job.
the stream.
That donation is getting higher and higher, and is thanks to all of you and to all 56 plus players in this fantastic tournament. So thank you everyone for supporting the multiple charities that are being represented in today's charity event.
Indeed, and now 2 minutes 35 seconds back on the clock to get back to the game here for a second, and Zoroaster is going to burn more seconds off of that with his quick early pick on Cool Hand Luke. Stein
like
on
this.
an angle. Oh, it's eaten alive there.
I like this rotation from the Fabulous Pew Pew, but Zoroaster is just an absolute nightmare, just coming up behind them, and now they're kind of stuck in between two states as they try to figure out where they can land their purchase.
And we do have a sight coming out through J-Prods. There's nowhere to hide for the Fabulous Pew Pews. They're going to see everything that they need to once they kind of reset here and go into the next team fight. No big changes coming out, but we do see a massive ult advantage on the side of the Redditors going into this next fight.
Yeah, and I mean, they just use the sights there as well. J-Prod on that Widow, doing J-Prod things. Getting 2 quick picks early on there. Yeah, I mean, the Flux, the whole hog, the duplicate, they've got so much to use. And Gubs' beat has a pretty tall task ahead of it.
J-Prod getting an early pick onto Cool Hand Luke and Faelina, and now it looks like a collapse in on the Fabulous Pew Pew as the Redditors push them to their spawn doors and grabs a hook onto Dyad to try and get him back. A hammer down to counteract this aggression, and to counteract that aggression is a Transcendence.
Oh, did you think that 2 picks was enough to close out a fight? Dyad says no and throws down the hammer. We get Gubs' beat coming through, and we're moving off to the point.
That wall there was huge to section off Dr. Sensible. Yeah, and prevent the Transcendence healing. But forget that, there's a nano now on Zoroaster. He does miss the hook, but he's very frightening here on point, and the Fabulous PP accordingly are focusing all their fire on him. He's now put to sleep, but Rigel's duplicated the Zarya, beaming away, trying to build up the grab, gets grabbed in turn, and is actually forced out of the duplicate. The freeze on Zoroaster as well, and the Redditors are sent back to a different sub. I don't know, I had a finer thing in my head.
I liked it still.
That was good. It was all right.
The respawns are coming in from the Redditors as they attempt to take this back, but Dyad on that ball is able to just put some pressure onto those high ground Widowmaker and Annas, as now the Fabulous Pew Pew are coming in with 10 seconds left to grab it, and they done did it.
Wow, I mean, let me just say, J-Prod should have essentially clutched out that first fight, that last fight, really, that what it should have been, with those 2 kills off the top. But Dyad's hammer, the wall, blocking off that Transcendence. I mean, look, when your back's against the wall, you gotta make these big plays. And let me tell you that Dyad, Cool Hand Luke really did come up clutch there for their team.
We have a Chapeau Morigard up from Widowmaker as the sights are up, but it doesn't matter because Zoroaster gets taken out by the old Gubs gas, and then Premium following up onto J-Prod. Now they are, the Fabulous PP are on the point, and it looks as though they are just running in here with mass aggression. 2 ticks already. Dr. Sensible is able to touch, and J-Prod is putting pressure onto the background, but old Bobbert is on that point, getting pushed away by Zoroaster, but I don't think that it's enough because he is still there shooting away, and now we just have Stein up onto the point as we spin to win.
Wow. I mean, look, if you were to tell me that off 2 Widow kills in a fight, you will lose not only point A, once you get those 2 kills, you are going to lose point A, then also get snowballed onto point B, I would call you a liar, and I wouldn't play with you.
That's the advantage of that spawn advantage, you know? Like, you get those 2 picks, but then you're able to just, you know, get those respawns in and get on back up on the horse.
And you'll see now, we're watching over at this replay here of this fantastic blade brought to us by J-Prod. You know, where was that blade, J-Prod? J-Prod was on the Widow. And
no,
you know,
J-Prod was on.
J-Prod did,
you're right.
did the job that they could. Got 2 kills. Thought that was enough. Nah, what are you talking about? But we are going to be resetting here for a little bit of some extra time here. We got 2 minutes on the side of the Fabulous Pew Pew to the 242 of the Redditors, which means that, of course, Fabulous Pew Pew will be starting off on the attack.
I mean, Fabulous PP looks like they're about to go all in on the Sombra, looking for that EMP in these 2 minutes, but they're going to switch over to the Soldier here. But in either case, they've been putting up...
Man, that sucks for you, eh, Blank? Oh, boy.
Why doesn't it?
I don't know. You were just really up on that Sombra.
It looks like they're going all in on the Sombra, except for when they change it as soon as I say it.
Well, I'm not too pressed about it. I'm not the one on the server. I'm just having fun talking about this game. I mean, as Druid said it in his donation, this is more fun than the Al Finals right now, and I'd agree with him. I'm not loving the Lucio Moira Winston stuff. But hey, we got a game to talk about here as Cable and Co speed all the way in, aided, of course, by the very capable Lucio of Gubbs. I know you like to chirp your teammate, Darth, but it's the truth. That said, J-Prod blowing off Premium Skull is also the truth in this last fight, which might slow the attackers here a bit.
I like this taking of the high ground up on the right-hand side of the point, depending on which direction you're looking at. But Cable is taking out J-Prod. Okay, you know what? Maybe I don't like it so much.
I mean, you gotta try and take that high ground. You know that J-Prod is going to be on that Widow from the last point. So by contesting that high ground, you're giving J-Prod a bit of trouble here, which really, at the end of the day, so far, seems to be the win condition for the Redditors, although it didn't work out on the defense portion of last round. But that being said, right now we're looking at J-Prod and the Redditors coming up on their ults just slightly quicker overall compared to the Fabulous Pew Pew.
Dyad rushing in with that ball. Sorry, you were going to say, Blaine? Go ahead.
I was going to say they're going to have to speed it up because there's only 48 seconds left on the clock and Cool Hand Luke is down. So this might be rough for the Fabulous Pew Pew. It took them a while the first time around. They got to speed it up here.
It seems as though Faye is able to get that res onto Cool Hand Luke, although his team is dying out around him, and now it is just Faye and Cool Hand Luke left, who is not able. But 30 seconds, with a ball, they're going to be able to get a touch in at least.
They're going to be able to get a touch in here, but the ult advantage is not looking in their favor as the Redditors are all about to come online. Almost 6 ults coming online. Comparatively, what do the Fabulous Pew Pew have to work with? Honestly, nothing.
Yeah.
Cable's on that Winston too. Last minute swap just to get back to point faster. He does jump on J-Prod here, but Dr. Sensible takes him out. That Widow will live to see another day. Hit another shot. Cool Hand Luke is already down. The Flux is garlicky indeed as Rigel beams down Premium as soon as he hits the ground. There's a res on Cable here, but it's only going to amount to so much. And by so much, I mean probably Cable's death very shortly. Barring a miracle, Old Stoneface says, I don't believe in miracles. Hits that Q button. That Transcendence will keep the Redditors looking nice and healthy. J-Prod with 2 quick picks. And no ticks taken here.
I don't know what happened to Stein in that.
Yeah, Stein was the only person to fall during that fight for the Redditor side, but it looked like from the kill feed to be a self-inflicted wound, which I'm sure is not the case. You know, if we can find a replay of what happened to Stein there, that'd be fun to watch. But that being said, we are moving over to the attack for the Redditors to see if we cannot get a draw on this godforsaken 2 CP map that I adore, that I just love.
You're wrong. It's a terrible, terrible map for terrible people.
Context for those of you at home, Darth tends to queue into Volskaya approximately about 5 times more than every other map combined.
Yeah, I did the math once, and yeah, it was like in the span of 3 weeks, a fourth of my games were on Volskaya Industries. It was terrible.
The Russian waters beckon you, Darth. And,
we are seeing
who are
some
you to resist this Iron Song? I'm sorry, Teal. Talk about actual relevant things.
No. I'm just trying to bring it back to the game. You know, that's all good. We are seeing some interesting picks here. We are seeing, we're seeing J-Prod not on the Widow here on attack, but we are seeing flip over to the Genji and Zoroaster back on that Hog. But going into a double shield comp here. So with that Mei kind of being ready to block off incoming attackers. So we'll see how this works out for the Redditors.
An Old Stoneface on the Moira. So we have 2 main healers coming in from the Redditors. And Rigel and J-Prod making their moves as they come in. The double shield comp back out from the Fabulous Pew Pew and holding this high ground over here where J-Prod liked to sit. Probably was a widowing away.
Stein got real low there for a second, but was able to get healed back up from Old Stoneface as the Fabulous Pew Pew do hold this high ground for as long as they can, but Dyad most likely is going to have to drop down here with the rest of his team.
Cable finding a pick onto Rigel too, and a Fire Strike taking onto that high ground. Sorry, I'm just trying to find my place here. Faye getting so low from the purple and is taken out by Dr. Sensible, and they are just fighting in this tiny little cubby. The Mei is just doing such a great job of keeping the big ol' Hog away from being able to get any kind of purchase onto them. Dr. Sensible is just hanging out on this high ground, and nobody is able to get up to him. This double shield comp hiding in this tiniest of little cubbies, but Cool Hand Luke gets a hooked, and then Cable getting taken out. Dyad follows suit, and I feel as though the time has come.
the Redditors will be taking this map of Volskaya, and I think it really does come down to the fact that we had a comp that couldn't deal with the high ground pressure. Like you said, you have Dr. Sensible just laying down uncontested damage that entire fight. At the end of the day, what are you going to do when you have someone just raining small little rocks on you? It's not a fun time. Not a fun time for nobody.
This is Zoroaster's play of the game as he just takes that first point on that original push that they made, and 53% hook accuracy.
That's some pretty good hooks. That's I'm no Roadhog main. Just some pretty good hooks. Way to get a card there, Zoroaster, for that hook accuracy.
You guys done?
I mean, you tell me.
Yeah, do you want us to keep, we could keep talking hook. You want us to talk hook?
For sure. But either way, yeah, pretty solid 2-0 there. And the funny thing is, I thought that the win condition there was going to be to play slow for the Nano Blade, but as soon as they were able to get the double shield comp off the high ground, at that point, it was just, they were just raining damage from above from multiple directions. And although it was a valiant effort from Cool Hand Luke in particular on the Mei, as soon as they lost Faelina to that purple, that was pretty much curtains.
Yeah, you saw them holding that low ground in the little cubby, just trying desperately to keep a toe onto the point. But like you just said, with so much damage raining down from you from above, if that sounds familiar to anybody. Damage from above. Yeah, and raining down.
I didn't quite get it. Could you explain it to me?
Farah. That's a Farah joke, ladies and gentlemen.
There were no Farahs played in that last map, if you didn't notice. But I think maybe the play here would have been to kind of, if you want to keep that toe on the point, and you have that Sigma on the high ground, if you're going to drop down, you're going to want to move towards the other Mega Health Pack that is just a little further off the point. You still keep your toe on, but you're not going to get aggressed so hard by the Sigma and anyone sitting on that high ground. But at the end of the day, Redditors are going to be picking up that win, going 2-0, and really putting Fabulous Pew Pew up against a wall here, really fighting for their lives. Maybe a reverse sweep? Is that a bingo thing? Who knows?
Is the reverse sweep on the bingo? Blank, do you know if the...
I'm not super certain. Our bingo master, Sammy G, would know, but I think he's still taking a nap, so hopefully he'll have that answer soon.
Sleeping on the job.
On the job. Classic.
Well, he's been working pretty hard so far. It's late on a Saturday. I'll cut him some slack, but hopefully one of our admins can answer that in the chat below. But in either case, the Fabulous PP are certainly hoping for a reverse sweep bingo or not. As I say that, Sammy shows up in chat, says, good morning. Good morning to you too, Sammy.
And I will say, while we have the chance, please, lots of appreciation for the admin team here.
Sorry, what were we called?
The admin team.
You said admin. I wasn't sure.
I went a little hard with the accent. I'll be honest. But with the admin team, of course, make sure to give them lots of claps in the chat or whatever people do on Twitch to show their appreciation. Because honestly, the admin team and all of the graphics, everything that you're seeing on stream, this is a team of fantastic humans putting this together for charity. So make sure you show them some love.
You hear that, Blank? Teal Grant wants to show you some love.
I think the admin team's all right.
Yeah.
Well, but in either case, no, it's been a great time working with the OFC team to help bring this kind of to life and to see. None of it would be happening if not for the community, like being so excited to take part, forming all these teams, playing all these great games here on a Saturday night. The OWL finals are happening, but people are tuned in here and playing these games and having a good time, and that's a huge honor for us. So.
Just because I have a little bit of a stake in that, how are those going? I don't want to talk about them for a long time, but who's winning those finals?
I have no idea, actually.
You should.
I have not even checked in.
I'll assume it's Dallas, but you never know.
You want to smash the chat with an R for us?
Sure can, because apparently keyboard work is too difficult for Darth Ackley on this fine evening.
You saw our setup right now. We have the keyboard pushed all the way back away from my screen. I'm controlling the camera with an Xbox controller, and we have a mic pushed up against our faces. So yes, it is.
That is phenomenal. For once, I am not the one with the most scuffed setup. But enough about our setups. We're about to talk about defensive setups here on Hollywood as a Fabulous Pew Pew.
Excellent transition. That was such a good transition, Blaine.
I've been working on those.
That was really, really good.
But as Teal mentioned, Fabulous Pew Pew backs against the wall, looking down the barrel of an 0-2 scoreline. This is match point for the Redditors. And I keep thinking of these Reddit puns I could make, and I just stopped short. I just can't do it. I'm sorry.
You commit.
Come on, it's Saturday night. What else? What do you have to lose?
I was about to say, if the Redditors can smash that upvote button and take the third. Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah, that was terrible. You
It's
should
so
have
bad.
followed your instincts.
You
and
should
not
have.
done
You
that.
should
That
sit
was-
down in a
yeah.
corner, maybe put a little kind of cone hat on, and think
You need
about
a
what you've done.
timeout?
I think I do need a timeout. So why don't you two walk us through the
Oh wait,
defensive
no,
side
wait,
here?
this backfired. No, blank. You know what? Your timeout's over. Because why don't we talk about these rosters? We have a Rhine Zarya coming in from the Fabulous Pew Pew Premium on that Classico Junkrato with Feilino on the pocket. Gubs on the old Baptiste, and Cool Hand Luke on a Echo. But a dive coming in from the Redditors, and a motorcycle outside our house. I don't know if people heard that.
We are seeing a massive dive comp coming through on the side of the Redditors with the Doom Fist, the ball. Wait, as I say that, J-Prod switches off to the McCree, got some information, knows they have to deal with that Echo.
And Rigel on an Echo of his own, and Premium taking out Old Stoneface on the Zenyatta as what is this? Dr. Sensible is putting pressure onto the point, but I don't think that it's going to be enough, as they are just the Fabulous Pew Pew is just cleaning up. Cable flying off of the high ropes in order to get back down onto the point here.
Yeah, I mean, coming in to a dive, you're jumping into some bubbles. You're jumping into that fantastic Gubs immortality field. There's just a lot of things to keep the Redditors alive in this fight.
There's a lot of pressure coming in from the Redditors who would take that high ground or are able to initiate down onto it. But that was great. Cable was just pinned Zoroaster out of the slam coming in from Dr. Sensible, which narrowly missed him as he flew past it.
We are seeing some changes here on the side of the Redditors. We're going to be switching Old Stoneface off to the Moira, maybe get some more consistent healing. But as Stein is dropping slightly low, almost to death, gets out with their life, it does have the Nano on board as it comes out.
I mean, Dr. Sensible's on point as well, just kind of far away, but while the ball's distracting them, J-Pron's back with a high noon, doesn't find anything, but I mean, the damage has already been done as the window's out from Gubs, but no one is looking through it because they're dead, and Feilino sent back to spawn, the Redditors taking point A.
Yeah, that was just great patience from the Redditors as they just... Oh, what the heck? Who just died? How did that happen?
Cable just picks up a kill off of Zoroaster. Do we... Nope, there will be no recontest, but maybe Zoroaster just got a little too far. But Cable, actually, no, was just sitting in the back line, probably next to that health pack. And
With
did
next
pick
to
up
Gubs, in addition. There was a Gubs in the corner there, but not able to turn that fight quite around. The Redditors now 4 minutes and 10 seconds to push the cart through second.
And with the Redditors on a dive comp, they're just going to be able to control that high ground pretty easily as J-Prod takes out Cool Hand Luke, who gets res, and then Mines blocking off Dyad from the rest of his team, who's now just kind of in no man's land and facing off against a Zoroaster who is ulting into the face. He gets slammed by Cable, and oh my god, and now Rigel has duplicated the Reinhardt and a duplicated just stuff. Oh my god.
Yep, duplicates, primals, you name it, it's there. Pretty much every tank cult that's possible in the server just went off in that last fight, but also Redditor still coming out on top despite Premium's kind of exit kill here on J-Prod. This cart will continue pushing forward. They even invested the nano on Zoroaster's primal there.
Weirdly enough, for a comp that is fairly divey, we did see, Cool Hand Luke taken over and Rigel with those two tank comps coming in with the...
Everybody shut up.
Premium trying to make the bingo lovers proud, just falling short, but a 3K is nothing to scoff at.
Not before. Oh.
That is Sag. That is SADGE, my friends, for those bingo lovers. But the map is young. There is many more attire to come, I am sure.
In chat, Premium said, group up more, please. Very funny.
Coming into this next fight, we have the Winston. We have Zoroaster jumping up to that high ground to contest, with the rest of his team following suit.
Ooh, jeez. Dr. Sensible tried to slam that high ground and went right over the edge of it. A Coalescence coming in from Old Stoneface and a Shatter followed up from Cable, but Ooh, it looks like the Redditors are still coming out on top of window from old Gubs Leono as he tries desperately to hold that point. A grab catching Dr. Sensible and Zoroaster who jumps into it, but I think that this is going to go the way of the Redditors.
I do want to say that I do appreciate Cable, before switching over to the Monkey to contest there, trying to go for the slam on the very small beam on the high ground to try and stop that coalescence going down.
Yeah.
He really did go for that slam. I mean, it didn't
He got
work
it.
out.
It was just
He got the high noon cancel too. So
yeah, it was a great slam. It just was unfortunate that I think that the ball had ended up knocking down most of his team from there, so he wasn't able to sustain himself. Ooh. Premium taking out a flyer. That's right, Premium the Junkrat player taking out a flying.
Who needs a
DPS.
hit scan? I got a Junkrat named Rigel. Named
a
Premium.
yeah.
I almost made it there, folks.
A hook lands onto Zoroaster. The immortality from Gubs tries to save him, but it is just not enough. Rigel following up onto Cable and J-Prod onto Premium. There's just somebody else talk for a second. I need to catch
yeah,
my
J-Prod
breath.
pops a high noon there. You catch all the breath you need, because I mean, it looks like this is looking pretty one-sided so far. Unfortunately for Fabulous Pew Pew, because they're on the end of that one-sided, or these one-sided affairs, I should say. Cable does come out, but opts against it. Decides to walk back to spawn a little bit, wait for a little more respawns before contesting. Contest he must, because that card is rolling very close to the
We
final
got a
box
CP
victory.
Premium up there.
That being said, we do have a lot of alts coming online and getting pressed here.
Hold on, I think that this res, Faye is trying to get this res onto Premium, who has a tire. Is this the moment?
Are we about to get a big old 4K tires? Premium gets a little room here and is going to be popping that tire.
Oh, it's taken up by
no,
J-Prod.
it's broken. And the point goes over to the Redditors with a minute 44 still on the time.
I have never seen a group of people, wanting a tire to blow up so many people. Let me tell you, Premium, we are all behind you regardless of the outcome, as you seem to be the only Junkrat player in the game. But no, that's a fantabulous time bank for the Redditors at 144. It did kind of feel a little bit like a steamroll. It never really felt like Fabulous Pew Pew got a footing here on that really second to third point.
Yeah, they were able to hold a little bit onto a second, but then that third point, yeah, it was a little bit difficult for them to deal with all of that spam damage coming in from the Redditors. And I have to say, if the Redditors truly wanted to, give back to communities and give to charities, they would let Premium get that 4K tire just because
that's extra money into the donation pot.
It's just
when we get a bingo.
extra stuff in there. So what I'm saying is that the Redditors are just being, cruel by not allowing this to happen.
I mean, that being said, with this composition coming out, we should have some people grouped up here. We do have the Roadhog and Dr. Sensible on that Sigma pick. McCree most probably on the high ground. Regal will be in the air. But this is about to start off, and we do have old Stoneface on the Zenyatta, maybe for a little extra damage.
Right, but on the attacking side, a double shield between Diet and Cable once more. I guess this is a way of solving all the spam damage that comes in, or I suppose attempting to solve it, but they've still got a tall task ahead of them because, I mean, just if you look at the Redditors comp, it doesn't make a lot of sense. The whole point is, like what we just saw there with Zoroaster, they are everywhere. They're just kind of getting their own picks and making their own space. And it works. I don't understand.
Well, it is very much Reddit plays. That's what that is. Blank, yeah.
You
They're
can
just
call it-
making their Reddit plays.
You can call it Reddit plays. You can call it my competitive ranked experience. People not really meshing into a comp, but really kind of going out on a limb and making sure that, hey, I can do my job. Don't worry about me.
Indeed. But now, I mean, Pew Pew, if they get a foothold here, it's a bit harder to take the space with Orisa as with someone like Ryan. If they do, theoretically, they should be favored here. Especially with a Junkrat just spamming at Zoro and Dr. Sensible in the front here. But it's just so hard to get that foothold without losing anybody.
Not to mention with all of those purples coming in from Stein constantly and immortalities come out just to save them from it. But Cable is taken out, followed up by Cool Hand Loop and another collapse onto the Fabulous Pew Pew. Oh no.
I've got to expect here that with the Fabulous Pew Pew only having roughly 2.5 minutes left, they might think about doing some changes here. They're not too high on that alt bank that at the end of the day, you know, we know that the Redditors are going to be ahead. They've won the first 2 fights. So if there's going to be changes, now would be the time to do them.
Instead, it looks like they're opting to stick with this. And I mean, a lot of ults coming online for Redditors here, so they're going to be able to control the tempo of this next fight regardless. Whatever comm switches might be coming on the side of the Fabulous Pew Pew. The switches are none. The Flux is out. Just catches 2 in the back between Cool Hand Luke. That trusty lamp is out, lighting the way. And Cool Hand Luke actually takes out Rigel. Diatu takes out Dr. Sensible. That tactical visor is out, but it is hooked and it is blown into smithereens.
That hurts. That hurts the soul when you have an ult popping off like that and just a meaty hook comes in to finish it out.
That nanoed a hog who got so low and purpled. Faelina was able to get that purple off onto the Roadhog, but unfortunately I think the nano was just keeping him up. He got real low.
Premium does pick up a kill on J-Prod at the end of that fight. Theoretically, the Fabulous Pew Pew should be able to start this next fight up the advantage here, because that you know, that respawn advantage does at this point favor the attackers.
Worse than that. I mean, look at the ult economy here. It swung right back around in favor of the Fabulous Pew Pew. They're opening with the bongo here, but they've got a ton of tools at their disposal. A window out from Gubbs here as well. Kind of covering most of the point, but Zoro is not missing with these hooks, and Faelina sent back to spawn. Premium soon to follow. Although Gubbs able to get 1 pick, there's a soldier behind him now. Or not for long before Cool Hand Luke takes out his clone there. Temporary clone, I should say. But in either case, it's a quick retreat here for the Fabulous Pew Pew. And quick it must be, because they've only got 50 seconds to break this.
That's 2 staggers onto the baby diva, which is a risky play nowadays to do, but Redditors, you know, again, they want to make those Reddit plays, so they're going to do it.
I mean, we're coming in with a quick push here with only 30 seconds left, so we are just really going towards a point. But as I say, that Dr. Sensible gets a first pick off of Cool Hand Luke. That's a ton of damage getting wiped off the board.
Speaking of tons of damage, though, Premium, yeah, we were about to say the same thing, weren't we?
Yeah, we were. But you go ahead. Go ahead.
Wow, he's putting more work in my lab, but that's fine. Premium's got a lot of work ahead of him. His tires come up big. Dyad with the bomb as well on point. And it finds 2. That's massive. This is the opening I've been looking for this whole time. 8 seconds left, though, and Cable's Discord. It's slammed to the ground and dead, so they're going to have to make sure someone else touches the point. Premium steps up. Dyad in the mini diva form as well. 60% to his ult. Doesn't have his mech quite yet, but the kills are coming in for Redditors, and this might be it for the Fabulous Pew Pew. A kick from Old Stoneface comes in, and the overtime wick burns away.
Wow, I mean, Dyad did get 3 kills there, 2 with the bomb and 1 follow-up. That just wasn't enough to secure point A, and the Redditors will walk away with a 3-0 here in the play-ins. Here is the thing that we all were hoping for. This is a little bittersweet, honestly.
You know what? At this point, I say we count it. I'm not the bingo master here, but that's good enough for me.
Yeah,
that is too close to not be.
That's too close for it not to not count. I think that should count as well.